We was on the bottom, yeah. Now we headed to the top, new level. On my level, don't see anybody, I don't see him. This right here could never stop, this could never stop. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. One time. Ay, I live on a job, right? Yeah, I'm always at work, right? Real people stay by me, right? Haters wanna do hurt, right? Know they tryna stop me, right? Drag my name through dirt, right? I don't feed into the hate, right? I just answer with a smirk, facts. I feel so special, facts. I know my worth, facts. My bloodline royal, facts. We the kings of the earth, right? You can't stop this, nah. You can't stop this, no way.
Watch this, sis. What do you see here? Who's this guy? That's who? Jesus. Miss Tanya, watch this. Who's this? Okay, so we all three of you guys are in agreement that this is Christ, right?
I'm on the Christ.
I understand. We're gonna get to that too, because even that, guess what? Even that is a lie. Yes, even that is a lie. They teach us that God loves you unconditionally. That's not true. That is not true. That's a lie. You know when they taught us that lie? Right here. But watch this. Read that, John.
The book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
God is letting us know there's a truth that's not being spoken. There is a truth that's being hidden from us. And God said when we know this truth, that's when we will begin to get our freedom back. Watch this. Now, because we touch on this, let me show you who this is compared to the Christ that's in the Bible. That had a lot of us who grew up in churches, and yet we still don't know. We still pray to the same people who did this to us. Think about it. The people who did this to us, what good? Do they have any good intention for us? Watch this. Read.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
This is what the Bible saying, that he's going to show us what Christ looked like. The revelation, the revealing, the showing of what Christ really looked like, as it is written in the Bible. Not some image, because guess what? We go to the churches, they give us this image. Kids as this young, we'll point to this image and say this is Christ.
Right.
Never gave us any proof.
Bring it out.
Never go in the Bible, the book of God, to show us what his son looked like.
Bring it out.
Does that make sense, Tanya? No. So we grew up and been taught nothing but lies.
Right.
That's why today we call ourselves what? We call ourselves African American. That's not who we are. They say, I can tell. You older than that term. How can you be older than your nationality?
Right, bring it out.
You see what I'm saying? They just been lying to us this whole time.
Right.
But today we're going to show you the truth, so you can share with your grandbabies and your kids. Right. Because we all need to learn this.
Right.
Go ahead, verse 14.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Listen up, y'all. Listen up. The Bible is saying the real Christ, the real image of Christ, watch this. The real image of Christ, because they say this is Christ, right? Let's do a comparison with this image and what's written. All right, read this again.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
They're saying the hair. What is it? You can already tell already, right? Because do these people, white people, do they have woolly hair? Do they have hair like this, sis? No, they don't. But the Bible says this about Christ. This is what kind of hair Christ had.
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. And his feet.
Okay, now from his head to his feet. Now he's going to give us the color, the description of Christ's feet. Watch this.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
Miss Tanya, you're a little older. What color is brass, Miss Tanya?
Brass, like a gold or brown.
Like a brown.
Right.
Right. So now he's like perfect. The color of a penny. Perfect.
What color is the penny? What color is it?
To a penny. Brown. Like your skin complexion, right? But watch this. These images, none of them got woolly hair. Right? Which of these images got woolly hair, got hair like you? None of them. Right? And on top of that, which one of these images have brown skin?
Bring it out.
Like a penny. None of them. Let's look at this one. Does this man right here have woolly hair? Yes, hair just like you, just like your nana. Right? And the skin, like we were saying, a brown. Now let's see how brown it is. Watch this. Read.
Verse 15. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
I'm gonna ask you guys this. You guys are a little younger. When you take anything and you burn it, what color it becomes after it's burned? It becomes what? Read it again.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace.
That Christ's skin, his feet, right? That looks like a penny. It looks like something that was burnt. So what color was Jesus Christ? He was a black man. That's right, like your daddy, like your uncles. You got brothers? Yeah, you should be happy about that. Christ, the greatest man that walked the face of the earth, looked like your family members. Not this guy. He looked nothing like this. This was a lie. Just like today, you know what I'm going to teach you guys? You guys are not African American. You guys are not black. You have a history that is far greater, far beyond the history of an African American. And that's what they've been lying to us about. That's what they hide. They hid this information from us so we don't know who we are. So we can look around the neighborhood. Let's be honest. I mean, if you mind me asking, how old are you? You're 9 years old, right? In the hood, what are some things that goes on in the neighborhood? What? You know why? A lot of our people learn to hate one another because of this image right here. So that killing that you just mentioned, that's going on in the neighborhood, they learn this from this. Even if they go to the churches, all this right here. Even if they go to the churches, this is what they've been teaching our people. But whereas now, once you learn your history, hey, how you guys doing? Quick question. I know you just got here. Real quick before you go. Quick question. You should know this. It's an easy one. What color is Christ?
What color Christ?
What color is Christ, Eileen? Huh? Black. Christ was a black man. Sis Tanya, I'm going to ask you this. When you look at this son right here, sis, where's your father from? What's your nationality? What's your nationality?
My nationality here.
African American. How about you? Same thing? Okay, I'm gonna show you something. At the end of the day, when you look at the sign right here, how about you, sis? Where's your father from? You don't know? I'm gonna show you something. These right here, these are the names that they gave us. After what? After they did this to us. After they conquered us and put us in slave, they changed our name. They changed our image. The same reason why they changed the image of who? Of our God. Because that's what they did to us. Not only they changed our name, our identity, they also changed the image of our God. So today in 2021, we know these names: African American, Jamaican, West Indians, Haitians. You know what I'm saying? These are the names that we know today. When he made us, this is the name he gave us. God didn't create no African American. Let's be honest. What is the custom of a so-called African American? What is the culture of an African American? So-called black people. What is the black man's culture? What would you say? Kill him. She named one already. Cause we kill each other, right? We got the prostitution. We sell the drugs. Like these things are the custom. Sis, quick question. What is the culture of a so-called African American? Don't be ashamed of it, because let's be honest. We can look around the hood. We sell drugs to each other. We have prostitution. We have single-parent households. All of these are attributes we learned from slavery, from not knowing who we are. Watch this, Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to show you guys something. Deuteronomy 28, verse 45.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 45.
After today, you're going to learn you're not an African American. That's just something that was created. When God made you, He didn't call you an African American. He didn't give you the culture to kill your own. He didn't give you that. We learned this in the hood. We learned this in America. Watch this, read.
Verse 45. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed.
God said we'll be in a destroyed state as a people because of disobedience. Let's be honest, we're walking up and down like we are destroyed. Because we're the only people. Have you ever heard Asian hate? But you hear what? Black on black crime. You hear that? 7 o'clock news. Never miss it. Right? Like you'll never hear First 48 in Little China. You don't hear that in Chinatown. But guess what? Where we at, all these other nations, where they go to get their drugs? In whose neighborhood? In our neighborhoods. Do they sell that crazy stuff? Do they sell it in their neighborhoods? No. Watch this. Read on.
Bring it out. Till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments.
God said the reason we're in the condition that we're in today, even slavery, the fact that we experience slavery is all because of disobedience. As a parent, when your kids disrespect you, what do? What's your duty as a parent? You gotta punish them, right? But God has a way to do it. The whole punching thing, that's something that we learn on our own. But God said you gotta beat them on the side, teach them, to correct them. What? That's why God used this. God used this right here, slavery, in the condition we're in today, to correct us. For example, he said the reason that we went through these things is because of what? It's because of disobedience. Watch this. Give me 1 Timothy 2:9. Sis, don't go nowhere. I'm about to talk to you too. Watch this. 1 Timothy 2:9.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9.
Because we have to remember, the reason why we're suffering today is because of disobedience. That's why we're at the bottom. That's why we're getting shot. That's why we got our brothers and sisters filled the prison system. Because of disobedience. Watch this. Now let's see what we've disobeyed. So until we learn what we did, where we went wrong, we can never know what to do to fix it, right? So today, you're learning what you've done wrong so we can go and fix it. So we can be right with God. Watch this.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9. And like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
Tanya, I'll start with you. What does it mean that women should adorn themselves with modest apparel? You can't listen. I'm going to help you. How about you, sis? Do you know? To adorn yourself in modest apparel. What does it mean to be modest? You don't know? How about you, sis? What does it mean to be modest? I'll give it to y'all. To be modest, it means to not bring sexual attention to yourself by what you wear. That's what that means. Read it again.
Verse 9. And like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
God is saying for his princesses, but that's who you guys are. You guys are princesses. God said for my children, for the women, they're not supposed to dress in a way that brings sexual attention to themselves. Miss Tanya, I'm going to ask you, compared to the time that you were brought up in, to today, how are the women dressing?
Bring it out.
You want? Huh? They might as well what?
Bring it out.
And when they do that, the young man who sees them in the hood, what do they want? They want what? There you go. So that's the protection. You see why we jacked up? You see, it just clicks. That dressing a certain way gives a different vibe. You see what I'm saying? So isn't it? Sis, how you doing, sis? Real quick before you go, I know you're in a hurry. Quick question. Quick question. No, don't go nowhere, sis. Quick question. What do you think it means to dress in modest apparel? What does it mean to be modest? Modest, to be mindful? That's wrong. Now you gotta stay for the right answer. That's wrong.
Right.
You gotta stay for the right answer, though. I know you came from work. Whatever the case is, 2 minutes not gonna kill you. Read this.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9. And like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
What's your name? Makai, I'm Zion. God is saying, because you are a princess of God. Have you ever seen princesses in pants?
Right.
In all the Disney movies you done seen?
Jasmine had on pants.
Oh, okay. Say Jasmine had on pants, right? Besides Jasmine, who else? Okay, for example, the royal family in England. How many of them you seen in pants?
I don't pay attention.
Man, come on, you know they don't wear that. But watch this. According to God, okay, I'll go there with you. You're a princess of God. God said you're supposed to dress modesty.
Right.
And the meaning of that is we dress in a way that does not bring sexual attention to yourself. This is my follow-up question. The way our young women dress today, is that modesty or immodest? See that? See, that's our problem. I see what you got on. Give me that. I see what you got on, and that's the problem. Today we live in an age. It's whatever you do, you and I do me. It's YOLO. You got one life to live, but that's wrong. You know we're the only people who live like this.
Right.
Who don't care about each other. You know that, right? We the only people on this earth who live like we don't give a rat's ass about nobody else but ourselves.
Get out.
And you know what happened with that? It makes us a weak nation.
Right.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.